fast as he can, and then when it breaks, he'll take it to the garage. But we have to get more into a kind of woman's mindset of thinking of health as maintenance rather than a matter of pure repair, I think.
We're men, right, one mo at a time, but we're chatting about it now.
Groups like this one provide an environment where men can share their experience with diseases that will affect most men at some point in their lives. Gamal van Belair, Sky News.
But with us now, Aldo de Vleerschower, who's had testicular cancer, and Huel Mills, who's a spokesperson for the Movember campaign. Welcome to you both. Although you had your starring appearance in that VT that we just saw there in that discussion group. That's the first time I saw you this morning. Now, you actually had testicular cancer.
Yes.
How was that diagnosed?
Well, it was last year, end of October, the 31st of October last year. I was officially diagnosed, but a month prior to that, I just went to the GP. I just felt a lump on my one testicle, and he thought it was like a swelling, so he gave me some ibuprofen to die the swelling down, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. It wasn't just a sports injury. And yeah, a month later I got diagnosed.
And had you been used to checking yourself? Was it something that you were aware of before that time?
Not at all. You know, as a guy, you know, men in general, we don't really feel ourselves that often, and you know, it was a surprise when I got into you know, St George's Hospital, and they told me after tests, you know, all of a sudden you've got testicular cancer. It's a stage 2 non-serotonoma, and I was quite shocked.
And before that time, had you regularly visited your GP, or are you one of these type of men that do not go to the doctor?
I'm stereotypical guy. Just, you know, heal yourself. You know, you don't think something any bad is going to happen to you.
And now, why is that? Why don't men go to the doctor?
I mean, we find that just men, you know, that stereotype as well, they're saying they just don't talk about it. And for a month of Movember, we try and encourage men, you know, using the moustache as their ribbon as a bit of a starting point to spark conversations that actually it's not something you feel natural talking about, but for 1 month a year we walk around walking billboards for men's health, and we use it as a way of sparking those conversations that we might not normally have.
And how willing have the men been to come forward and talk openly about medical issues?
Well, it's been amazing. We've got 355,000 people registered on Movember.com out there growing moustaches, and I can tell you, as soon as you start growing a mo, you tell everyone. So it's like, this is on my face for a reason. This is here. You know, you can either have something amazing like Waldo here, or you can have something a little more reserved like I've got at the moment, but it just makes a massive difference. And
explain to me, as a woman, why is it such an achievement to grow a moustache?
Just, it takes a lot of work, and you know, you've got to groom it every day and talk to it. It's like, you know,
it's a 30-day commitment.
Yeah.
Right? And men aren't, you know, notorious for also not talking to doctors, but also their commitment issues. So for these guys out there to donate their top lip, you know, for 30 days and go out there and...
Do you like it?
I do, actually. I do like moustaches. I might be alone in that. Women let me know, but I do like moustaches. I think they're quite handsome.
Good.
Now, Movember, the foundation was originally set up in Australia.
Yeah.
It's been so successful now. It's the largest global funder for cancer research.
That's right, for prostate cancer specifically. And it all started with 30 guys in a pub in Melbourne who wanted to bring the Mo back. So their dads had them rock stars, and it had gone away, and they just wanted to have some fun. And since then, it's changed into something you know, a little more serious. And everyone out there who's fundraising, I mean, we've already got £10 million in the UK alone, and they're making a massive difference to changing the face of men's health with just a simple thing that the moustache is, really.
And the serious message, what is the advice to men who are really reluctant to go to the doctor, don't know the rules about checking themselves or what they should look out for?
I think the first thing is just don't be afraid to talk about it. So whether that's with your mates, in the pub or at the rugby club or wherever it might be, talk about it, and then if you're worried about something, go to the GP. There are services out there that, if it's prostate cancer specifically, so check out the PCUK website. Find some more information, call a helpline, and don't be afraid. If you're worried about something, just go and get it checked, because it might be nothing, or it might be something more serious, but you need to really break down that barrier of that first conversation.
And outside that period of Movember, are there any groups that men can go to, any discussion forums where they can actually talk about medical conditions?
They are out there.
No.
They are out there, and I think,
No, I
as we
just
said,
don't know.
it's trying to find those groups, and again, your GP can advise you on those. I think there are support groups, and we feel that Movember's a support group, and it's kind of starting those conversations with those guys.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree. Like with all of the winners of November, I suppose guys are more inclined now to check out if something feels funny. You know, it's the same with breast cancer. More women are more, you're more, you feel your more self to see if there's anything wrong, and you do something about it, and that's the whole cause of this thing. That's why we're doing this.
And what's the one thing that you say you've learned out of your experience?
The one thing I've learned, friends and family is such a key role going through testicular cancer, and really I just have to thank the NHS in general. It's been the NHS as an absolute beauty. It's been great.
That's a positive note. Waldo and Hull, thank you very much for coming in and Waldo sharing your experience with us.
You.
Let's have a look at the sport now with Charlie. What have we got coming up?
Gillian, thank you.